All right, and welcome to the Doug Karns program here on All Noise Radio. 267-495-4866 is my phone number, or you can email me at dougkarnsprogram@gmail.com. Well, this week, I got a special co-host with me this evening. His name is Joe Balcom. Say hi, Joe.
Hi.
I sent an invite out to him on Facebook last week because he's a fellow conservative who has common sense and actually gets the world like I do. So I figured I'd bring him along, see how he likes doing radio, and why don't you just give a little bit about yourself, Joe?
All right, my name is Joe Balcom. I'm a full-time junior at Villanova University. I also work full-time at a Men's Warehouse, so I'm kind of a busy guy.
Very busy.
Rarely get sleep, as you can imagine. But, conservative guy. I run my own political awareness group, me and two other friends on campus. And we just try to get the message out,
And with colleges nowadays, that's just such a great thing to see because, as you know, Villanova, like you said, isn't that bad of a school.
Yeah, it's not,
when it comes to
not as
politics,
liberal as, say, like your public colleges, but there are still some definitely liberal influences around campus.
And it's just good to see that you're taking the time out of your busy schedule to kind of help bring more people into the conservative light. And
every chance I can get.
Yeah.
Not just Wednesday nights, but like every that's when we do the club. But
that's when you meet is Wednesday nights, right?
Yeah.
And then but like when you're talking to people, you kind of bring it up and pretty much
not so much at work because I don't really bring politics into work stuff, but outside of school or even in class, during class I try to get my word in there, but it's fun stuff. My life is crazy.
But this is exactly, for all of you who have listened to me in the past, this is exactly what I've been looking for, is that somebody to give the other opinion out on school campuses, because like my girlfriend knows that she learned Marxism and how great it was at Temple.
Wonderful.
It's a fantastic system. What don't you like about it? There's murdering millions of people. The government tells you what to do, what you can't do.
And everybody makes the same wage.
Exactly.
Lovely.
You want to be operated on by a doctor that makes $30,000 a year, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's
naturally,
because because morally he's gonna do everything he possibly can to operate correctly on you.
Yes, absolutely.
Even though there's no better benefit for him to make more money to be a better doctor.
Money.
No.
Yeah. Who needs money?
Yeah, exactly. We're the 99%. All right. We need to band together. Anyways.
Yes.
So that's Joe. He's a good guy. We're not. I just met him last year. Actually, we kind of banded together on Facebook because, us conservatives have to stick together in this liberal world.
Yes.
So it's nice enough that he came along to co-host this week for the Doug Karns program. So I'm glad to have him here.
Yeah, I hope to be here. Pretty much every week. Hopefully.
Good. So. I hope so too, Joe.
Yeah.
All right. So have you been paying attention to Herman Cain?
A little bit here and there.
Yeah.
I try to fit it into my busy schedule.
What are we up to? News. What are we up to? Like 100 accusers now?
Yeah, probably
100 sexual harassment cases.
Yeah.
Well, the recent one, the fourth one, is I don't even know her name because there's just so many at this point. What's her name here? Let me see.
Sharon
Bialik.
Yeah.
Bialik. Anyways, she's come out and said some pretty heavy things about what allegedly Herman Cain did. So let's see here. Let me just play this press conference. It happened on Monday, and we'll come back and talk about it here in a second. Let me play this.
Anything available at the state association level, or perhaps if you could speak to someone at the foundation to try to get my job back, perhaps even in a different department. He said, I'll look into that. While we were driving back to the hotel, he said that he would show me where the National Restaurant Association offices were. He parked the car down the block. I thought that we were going to go into the offices so that he could show me around. At that time, I had on a black pleated skirt, a suit jacket, and a blouse. He had on a suit with his shirt open.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow. I love how she had to slip in the detail of his shirt being opened. Like, oh my gosh, he's such a sexual predator.
Yeah, that's Herman Cain.
You know him, Mr. Sexy.
But instead of going into the offices, he suddenly reached over and he put his hand on my leg, under my skirt, and reached for my genitals. He also grabbed my head and brought it towards his crotch. I was very, very surprised and very shocked. I said, "What are you doing? You know I have a boyfriend. This isn't what..."
So, if you notice here, Joe, because you can watch the video, nobody else can, but she looks like she just got out of bed, didn't she?
Well, the hair's a little bit disheveled, yeah.
or is it that she got her makeup done, her hair done, she's smiling for the press? Like, do you believe her at all?
Absolutely not.
No, I mean, and she's stuttering through her entire statement that she's reading off paper. Now, granted, I understand people get nervous, so they need to write down the statement. But when she loses her place, you think, if this event really affected her in her life, she would know it in the back of her head. I'm pretty sure any woman listening to me right now, if they got sexually assaulted where, hands were going where they weren't supposed to be, I'm pretty sure you would remember that.
Yeah.
For years on years to the point where it affected you,
And where was this? Well, I know Herman Cain wasn't a big figure 14 years ago, but where was this 14 years ago?
Exactly.
1997.
Exactly.
Why is it just coming out now when he's almost the front runner, pretty much?
You're exactly right, Joe, because it basically, and this is my theory, and I think you would agree with this, is that the liberal media is digging and digging and digging to find all this stuff. And I think that at this case, this extreme, they're paying these women that worked with him in the past to make up stuff.
Yeah. Well.
Or to take something very, very small. I mean, the one sexual harassment case that he actually settled in the company was found not to be sexual harassment, but what he said to the woman was, "You're the same height as my wife," and she thought that was sexual harassment.
Man.
I mean, Joe, I got to tell you, you're the same height as my girlfriend.
Ugh.
Now, listen, I don't want you to press charges against me.
I'm gonna have to report this.
Once
we get off the radio,
you're going straight to the police, huh? But how is that sexual harassment? But anyways, just like a company would, because they don't want any long litigation, they just settled for low money to get the lady off their back, and that's it. And Herman Cain admitted to that and said, "That's the only one I know about." And I think once that came out, because somebody leaked it out or something, all these women are being pushed to come out and disfigure his image, to kind of tarnish it so he can't win, because I think people, just like Sarah Palin, are scared of Herman Cain because he's actually gaining a lot of steam.
Rick Perry.
Yeah. Rick Perry in general. And Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney was on top.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look, Hillary Clinton was the one that did the birth certificate at first for Obama. Mm-hmm. She's the one that that released, saying that Obama really wasn't born here and we need to see the birth certificate. And then the GOP kind of ran with it.
Yeah. At
that point, which I didn't agree with them on because.
Yeah, well, some people just took it to the extreme.
Exactly, but it just comes down to the primaries where people of the same. In the same party are going to try to take down the other person, because Herman Cain, actually, I like Herman Cain.
I do too. He's in my top 4, at least right now. But it's still early to tell. But I really like him. I just have to see more on the foreign policy side from him. But
economy wise, he's pretty good. His 999 plan, 9% sales tax, 9% income tax, and 9% business tax.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea. It lowers taxes for everybody across the board. And now the sales tax is something that he said his economic advisor said wouldn't disturb the economy too much, but you're adding 9% to everything.
Yeah.
From milk to iPhones to computers, everything. So I don't know how much that's going to disrupt the economy, but then people are still bringing in more money income-wise.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what he's saying. It's a wash.
And then, well, the people on the left will say, that's hurting the poor and the lower class because they got to pay more in sales tax.
Yeah.
But
you're also creating more jobs because
Yeah.
more higher income business owners are keeping more of the money.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know why people can't see this. It's common sense.
Yeah.
You lower taxes, businesses have more money to work with, they hire. It's not that hard.
No, and
to understand.
It trickles down, and you'll hear like liberals and people on the left saying trickle down economics just doesn't work, but it does. Look at Microsoft. It started as, I know I've used this example on the show before if you listen, but I know it started as three guys, and now it's a 90,000 employee company, and they bring in billions of dollars a year, and people who invested in them made millions of dollars. So it all trickled down, like wealth is created.
Yeah.
And you look at the usdebtclock.org. I don't have it up right now. We'll have to pull it up in the next segment. But our total assets for this country, like personal, business, corporations, house assets, total up to $75 trillion. And our national debt, unfunded liable debt, is $150 trillion. So even if you took every single dollar from every single private citizen, you're still not going to have enough to pay the debt. So this shows you that it's not, wealth is created, and if you keep stifling it, you're not going to have enough money in the country to pay for the federal debt.
Yeah, and everybody, all these 99%ers, they complain that the 1% have all the money. Well, if it wasn't for them, people, well, whoever has jobs in that the Occupy movement, they wouldn't have jobs if it wasn't for that 1% creating those jobs.
Exactly. Do you work Men's Warehouse? The guy who started Men's Warehouse or corporation?
George Zimmer.
Yeah. Is he a poor guy?
No.
Okay. I'm just making sure because I'm pretty sure that the 99%ers think you're getting jobs from poor people. It's not the rich that you're getting jobs from. You're getting, you're getting the jobs from the government or from people who, I just don't get their logic.
And another thing I don't understand is a lot of these 99%ers, the Occupy movement people, they'll embrace Kanye West, who makes
millions of dollars,
ridiculous amount of money every year, and they'll go protest outside of all these Fox News
Media
News Corps.
News Corps.
What's his name?
Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Yeah.
They'll protest outside of their house, but if it's Kanye West or any NBA player or they don't care about that.
No.
They don't care about what colleges are charging those ridiculous tuition.
That's right.
It's
all right. Well, we'll continue this conversation in just a second. Be right back.